Hi, this is Michael Rony Mullick, and you're watching the post market show. Today is the 13th of June 2022, and to this day, if you consider the last year, the market has given 0% return. I'm talking about Nifty 50. So the Nifty was exactly at this level, slightly higher. In fact, last 1 year back, 13th of June, actually it was a holiday. So 14th of June, the market was exactly here, and today again we are standing exactly at that place, which indicates the market has given 0% return. And all this is attributed to the massive global sell-off in the markets, especially the rising interest rates all over the world, rising inflation rate, and that is why the governments are increasing the interest rate. So overall, it's an absolute chaos situation in the markets. And just today, if you look at the markets, there was an absolute bloodbath. People are calling it the Black Monday. The Nifty was down almost 500 points today, and though it recovered slightly in the end, but that did not bring any hope to the markets whatsoever. So talking about today's market, we know that the US markets opened at a significantly lower level on Friday, and then today the US futures opened lower, the Asian markets opened lower, and that is why the markets fell another 200 points. So the markets opened directly at 16,800, and from there the Nifty did not stabilize over there. It fell almost 150 points from there, and it took support at the lowest level, which was 15,684. So you can see that the markets, how it opened. This is the Nifty chart of 5 minutes. The market opened with a huge gap down, and it opened at 15,886. That was the high for the day. And from there came a huge sell-off in the markets, and at one point of time it touched 15,684, and from there probably the DIIs have placed buy order, and the market recovered from there slightly, ending at 15,774. So the weighted average closing shows 15,800, so which is 2.64% down for Nifty 50. So to put it into perspective, I told you Nifty had given 0 returns, so let me show it to you as well. So this is today's your start that the markets ended around 15,800. So let me go back 1 year. This is 2021. Let us go over there, and you can see the markets ending exactly at 15,800 1 year back. So this is the kind of markets we are seeing currently. And so this area was a huge consolidation period for Nifty. You can see from 4th of June to 2nd of August. So that's June, July, and August. 3 months the markets consolidated in this region, and then it broke out on the upside, and it made a high of 18,600, only to return back to the same level after almost 1 year. So this is the kind of markets we are witnessing. So it only confirms the fact that there is nothing certain in the markets. It will go up, it will come down, but sometimes it will not move anywhere, and this can go on for multiple years. But again, the idea is to stay invested in the markets, and the best form of investment is through small SIPs. So only then you can sustainably stay in the market, because market can give in one return, it can give the returns of last 2-3 years in just a single year. So that is the kind how the markets are. So you can never time the market. It is always good to invest little amounts at regular intervals. So enough about that. So let us go back to the other things. Let us look at the Bank Nifty levels for the day, and let us see how it has traded. Bank Nifty is down by 1,077 points. So after the Bank Nifty opened with a huge fall, there was not much movement. So you can see that the market actually consolidated in a very narrow range. It traded almost in a 200 point range for the entire day. So Bank Nifty was more stable if you compare it with Nifty, but still it is down. It is massively down, almost 3.13%. Talking about other things, all the sectors ended in the red today, and it ended significantly in the red. Talking about Nifty mid caps, down by 2.9%, and Nifty small cap down by 3.5%. So it was a broad based selling in the markets. None of the stocks, none of the sectors was pardoned. Everything got punished. Talking about sectoral indices, there's nothing to say. Everything ended in the red. It's absolutely red paint all around. Talking about the best performer is Nifty FMCG, which is still down by 0.94%, and this is the best performer today. And the worst performance came from the Nifty IT, it is down 4.12%. So Nifty IT, we were seeing that the IT was trying to consolidate, but since the Nasdaq fell drastically in the US and the IT was punished over here, it is down 4% today, because Nasdaq was also down close to 4% in US markets. So that is why the IT index is down so much. Other than that, all the indexes are down, significantly down actually. PSU Bank down by 3.58%, Nifty Private Bank down by 3.57%, and then the metals also down by 3.85%, and most of the sectors ended 2-3% in the red. So nothing to say over there, nothing new. Everything looks very, very bearish. Talking about other things in the market, the FII, DII buying and selling activities. FII continue to sell for 4,164 crore, and the DII is what? Not much, but 2,814 crore. So things look bad over here as well. FII continue to sell. Talking about index movers, we told you nothing ended in the green today. Nestle India, which contributed slightly, but it is also down 0.47%. Talking about the major draggers of Nifty, ICICI Bank, Infosys, Reliance, TCS, HDFC Bank. So you can all see all the heavyweights of Nifty absolutely crashing down, and that is why the Nifty is down so much. So it is evident when the heavyweights fall, the Nifty has to fall, and that is what we have seen today in the markets. So talking about the OI buildup, again, nothing great over there. The things look very, very bearish. So we are seeing the Bank Nifty chart for 16th of June. This is this Thursday's expiry. So across board, we have a huge amount of call being written. Put call ratio is at 0.58, and the markets ended at 33,500, and exactly there we see that highest amount of call buildup. So people are expecting the markets can fall even further from here. And so this is the condition in the Bank Nifty. People are very, very bearish. You can hardly see any amount of put build up. Only people are selling calls and closing their eyes and selling calls. Nifty, similar picture. We see this is the chart which you see on the downside, on the below, the smaller chart. This is the intraday chart, and you can see good amount of calls being written across strike prices, and so that is indicating market are very, very bearish. And on today, hardly any amount of put was being written. Everyone is selling calls, and the markets ended 15,800, and exactly 15,800 has very high amount of calls being written. 15,900, 16,000 again added huge amounts of OI today. So things look very, very bearish in the current market condition. So overall, OI is also indicating a very, very bad data. So is it everything bad? We have a small good news in the markets, which is I don't know if it is good or not, but it is slightly positive for the Indian markets. So what is it? We were talking about the Indian inflation data for the month of May. Now that is out, and the expectation was 7.1%, and it came out at 7.04%. So that is slightly slightly better than the expectation, 0.6% to be precise. So obviously this is not a bad news, and this is not a massive good news, but still, if you consider it with the month of April, if you compare it, 7.79% was the month for April inflation, and it is down significantly for the month of May. So that is, if you can consider that as a good news, maybe it is, but right now no amount of good news can help the markets, because we are closely following the US markets, and since the US markets are continuously falling, and our markets, no matter how good the local cues are, we continue to fall following the US markets. So this is what the markets are currently. So let us look at some of the important things that is going to be announced since we're talking about economic data. So tomorrow there is the wholesale price inflation data, which is going to be announced at 12 p.m. in the market hours. So that is something you can watch out for. What are the expectations? Expectations is at 15.1%, and let us see where the WPI inflation comes at. So this is Indian data, but what is more important, and the markets are waiting for that, is on Wednesday post market hours at 11:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we have the Fed interest rate decision. So what will the Fed decide? Because the US had a record inflation of 8.6%, and that is why we are seeing a major bearishness in the market. So the expectation is 50 basis point hike to 1.5%. It is currently standing at 1%. But since the inflation rate is so high, we can expect a major cut or major hike in the interest rate, and that can severely impact the market in a negative way. And so that is something to look into. So Wednesday is going to be very, very crucial, and the effects of that will be felt in Indian market on Thursday morning, which is an expiry day as well. So Wednesday is going to be very, very important for the markets. Now let us come to the global markets. So the global markets, if you look at currently, the SGX Nifty is trading at 15,757, which is almost where the Indian markets ended today. So it is indicating slightly gap down and slightly negative of 10-15 points, so that is nothing. So it is currently trading flat. So SGX Nifty, if you can see that the markets had made a panic low of 15,655 around 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and from there it is recovering well. So that is something good, but still it is down only. Coming to US markets, let us look at the US market. S&P 500 is down 2.8%. It opened with a gap down, then it tried to recover again, it got sold into, and it is again trading in the same range. Nasdaq again down by 3.34%, and Dow Jones is also down by close to 2%. So everything looks bad US markets today as well, and this will continue to Wednesday, which I told you is the inflation, the Fed interest rate data. And talking about VIX, the India VIX today shot up. You can see a huge green candle, and the VIX moving up. It ended 14.25% up. So the VIX in India is 22.36, and the US VIX is well above 30 now. It has shot up by 17%. At one point of time, it was up by almost 20%, and now it is up close to 17.5%, which is still very, very negative, because the VIX is above 30, and above 30 VIX can be dangerous for the markets. It can make the markets very, very volatile. The European markets, again following cues from the US markets, you can see that the DAX is again down today by 2.4%, and it is close to an important support zone. So let us see the German index. The French index is again down 2.6%. UK futures are also down 1.4% right now, as we see. So currently all the markets are very, very bearish. Talking about the currency, the DXY, the dollar index, is up at 104.8 currently, and it touched its high of 105, which happened on 13th of May, and market actually touched that today, and it is lower slightly from there. So let us see where the currency stabilizes, where it can go. USD INR, you can see the markets made a huge move on either side today in the USD INR currency, and currently still it is on the uptrend, and 77.24 is what we can see for the currency. The Indian rupee is still on the weaker side, so there is some anomaly. You can see around 10:30 a.m. today there was a huge huge wick in the candle. It touched 77.4, and again it recovered in the next candle. So sometimes these things happen because of lack of liquidity or manipulation. So that is why we are seeing a huge candle with wicks on the either side. So that is USD INR. Looks bearish once again. Another important is the crude oil prices. The crude oil prices is again marching upwards. You can see that it is following this trend line, and it is continuously moving up. This trend line has to be broken for the markets to come down and consolidate, or maybe come down below 100. But right now there is no hope for that. It is trading at 121, close to 121. So that is again a bad sign for the markets. So everything looks very, very bearish. OI build up, volatility, and these things will continue till Wednesday. At least Wednesday we can expect, and until or unless the US Federal Reserve announce an interest rate, we will see this kind of volatility in the markets, and bearishness, to be more precise. So let us see where the US markets end today. There is another couple of hours left for the US markets to end, and also how the Asian markets open tomorrow. And we also have to see how the Indian markets react to the slightly positive inflation data tomorrow. So it's going to be an interesting day where we have very bad global cues and slightly good local cues. So let us see how the markets trade tomorrow. So all the important levels will be discussed in tomorrow morning's pre-market show at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So until that time, have a good night and take care.